Kia ora koutou, ko Angela Caves toka ingoa, no mai haere mai. Welcome to the Waikato Business Growth and Support Virtual Conference. My name is Angela Caves and I am the Digital Events Manager with Digital Boost. It's my pleasure to be hosting you this afternoon. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us here. We've got our audience joining us in the live stream via Facebook, LinkedIn and YouTube, and our audience joining us here in the webinar. So a warm welcome to you all. Our sessions are being recorded and will be available for post-event viewing. We'll distribute a link to all registered attendees after the sessions. This is session number 7 of our conference, where we're joined by Te Waka. Before I introduce our presenter, I just want to let you all know that for our audience, you can see and hear us, but we can't see nor hear you. So if you do want to interact with us, and we do encourage it, please use the chat function and your chats will come to myself or Craig. And if you would like to use the Q&A function, you can use that anonymously as well. We do encourage you to use both of those functions throughout the session, and then we'll address any of those questions or comments towards the end. It's now my pleasure to welcome Hemi Ruru from Te Waka. Hemi is the Māori Economic Development Manager. Welcome, Hemi. I'll let you jump in, share screens, and we'll get into it.
Awesome. Thanks, Angela, and good afternoon, everyone. It's lovely to be here today to share with you some of the work that Te Waka does, introduce you to the mahi that we are doing. And I'm really privileged to be the one that's actually stepping up today to do this for our team. So hopefully you can all see my screen. My name is Hemi. I am the Māori Economic Development Manager for Te Waka. And I'll go through a bit of the ins and outs of what Te Waka is, some of this introduce you to the team, and actually cover off a few points of difference that Te Waka is here to support your business with. So first off the bat, who is Te Waka? So Te Waka is the Economic Development Agency for the Waikato region. We are very prominent within this region here and really supportive of all business across the entire Waikato itself. Te Waka supports the economic performance and community wellbeing in the Waikato. We're working in partnership with business, iwi, community organisations and local and central government. So kind of touching on as many different avenues as we possibly can. Our landscape, as you can see, is quite across the region itself, and the Waikato region is quite large, going all the way up to the Bombays, just south of Auckland, out through the Coromandel, down we kind of bypass the Tauranga, the Rotorua regions, down through Taupō, finishing up just south of the Taupō region itself. So quite a wide landscape, but very, very proud landscape itself within the business communities as well. So Team Te Waka. Who is Te Waka? Who is the team? So our team are made up of 8 very passionate individuals, ranging from our CEO all the way down to myself. It is as well. So meeting our team, introduce you to our team that is in the background there doing all the hard work. First off the rank is Fiona Carrick, who is our Chief Executive. Fiona has an extensive background in business and also has come with us with the enthusiasm and passion to drive business growth and development within the Waikato region. Suzanne Lorenz is our operations manager originating from Germany. Suzanne joins us and runs the background stuff of Te Waka itself. Rosie Sprague, who is the industry and sector development. Rosie has such a passion and such knowledge of all things business and has such a passion for developing strategies to associate herself with what the going-ons are in the Waikato itself. Marcelo Mieres is our Regional Engagement Associate, and Marcelo has a massive background in working with all different types of businesses, focusing on the agri-sector itself. Rounding us out, Steve Gow. Steve is our Investment and Facilitation and Attraction. Steve's role and responsibilities is focusing on the investment and the attraction of investment into the Waikato region to push out to more businesses around the region itself. Bridget Crabb is our marketing and communications guru. Bridget posts and oversees our whole marketing communications database. So all the emails, all the website facilitation, all of our stories that we share with businesses through all different avenues, whether it be website, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff there. Pratishta Purohe, or Pratt as we call her, is our workforce development lead and very prominent in this space. Pratt is very passionate about developing the workforce within the Waikato and extending the range to as many people as possible. Last but not least, the most handsome of the lot is myself, Māori Economic Development Manager. My role is significantly different to the others in that I'm focusing on the growth and development of Māori business, but bringing everyone else's strengths into the one location within the Te Waka field and Te Waka realm. So I'm very, very passionate about the Māori development strategies that we put in place, very passionate about working with Māori and actually encouraging them to uplift themselves and develop and build their capabilities and capacities as well. So that kind of rounds out our whole team. We are a small team, but like I said, we are very passionate about the work we do. We're very proud of the work we do, and we couldn't be more prouder of the Waikato here itself. So Te Waka, when we think about the word Te Waka is really, in its English translation, is about, the boat or the journey. And that is exactly what we're doing. We're focusing on a journey of uplift and ensuring that the Waikato region itself has every capability and opportunity available to them. Our purpose is to lift economic performances across the Waikato region to improve the well-being of the Waikato communities, regardless of where they sit in the span of that region itself. So we fall under, we kind of classify ourselves under falling under 4 type of PO, or 4 areas that we can drive our business into. The first one being data and insights, the second one being advocacy, the third being connection, and the fourth being facilitation. So with that, in data and insights, if we go back to the first one, we're trying to provide an inspiration and help to inform decision making through data and insights themselves, through all different likes of the business and all different likes of business world and business realm within the Waikato itself. Providing data really allows us to back ourselves up and actually show that this is happening in the region, and it is a really helpful indicator for those that we partner with. With advocacy itself, we do advocate for the Waikato region, taking a stand on issues that really matter and celebrating what makes this region a great destination for talent and investment. Actually, what makes Waikato the place that everyone should be coming to and wants to be in and wants to be working in business with. With the connection side of things, we are well connected and we bring people, iwi organisations and opportunities together. We're working with as many different organisations, as many different industries, working with our iwi partners as well to ensure that the collaboration is at an all-time high and connecting each other and all those businesses that we're working with each other so that no one's left out in the cold and everyone has an opportunity in front of them at every part of the journey. Last but not least, facilitation. We partner with others to facilitate projects and initiatives that develop the Waikato economy, and that's basically what it comes down to, facilitating events and initiatives that are going to outperform other initiatives that have been in the past so that we can see growth and development within the Waikato here itself. So that kind of gives you an indication and outview of Te Waka as a whole, the ins and the outs of what we kind of do. We're here to support business itself, regardless of where you sit on the scale, regardless of which area of business you're working on. We really want to encourage that growth, that data, that advocacy, the connection, and of course that facilitation, and assist you in being connected in with as many different resources and support networks as possible. Sorry. So from there, I thought it appropriate, being the Māori Economic Development Manager, to actually specifically focus a part of this presentation on the Māori realm itself and the work that I'm doing in the background to assist our Māori businesses and our iwi connections. So I always think of why we do the work that we do, and this proverb is pretty proficient in explaining that. He ha te mea nui o te ao, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. What is the most important thing in this world? And for majority of us, and for just about all of us, it is the people. It is the people, and it is the people. And it's our people within our Waikato region that are here to change the Waikato region for the better. And that is basically within the realm of what I'm doing in the Māori space. A proverb that I continuously go back to, because I think once we realise that it is all about our people, then we know that we're doing everything that we can to grow them, to support them, and to allow them to flourish within whatever business opportunities they do. Within the Māori economic development space, Te Waka is very passionate and is committed to supporting and developing Māori businesses within the Waikato rohe, regardless of size, regardless of age, and regardless of iwi connection. And when we talk about this, the word age, we're more so talking about how old your business is. It doesn't matter if you're a startup or just thinking about starting a business, or whether you've been around for decades. We want to be there to support you in any way we possibly can. So Te Waka works with Māori businesses on a one-on-one level to understand their business and work with them to support their specific areas of their growth itself. And when we do that, and the reason we do that is for us, we know that working with you on an individual basis and on a one-on-one scale actually increases the potential for us to understand what it is that your business is focusing on, where you want to be in the future, and what do you need support in. If we jumped in and actually had the agenda of just telling you that, more than likely probably not going to succeed at supporting you and providing you those connections with the right resources from the get-go. And for me, that's probably one of the most beneficial ways to understand your business is just listen. And again, another proverb that we go through in life is he tonga te whakarongo. Listening is a gift, and that's exactly what I like to encompass when it comes to Māori business itself. Te Waka connects these businesses with providers who can support the growth, funding, and development opportunities. And without a doubt, that's what it's all about. Going back to our 4 PO, our 4 key strength areas of data and insights, advocacy, connection, and facilitation, we ensure that we're connecting you with the right providers, not putting you in front of providers that are not going to support the level of growth or funding that you're actually looking for or wanting to exceed. And last but not least, Te Waka facilitate hui and advocate for Māori businesses with local providers in the social procurement space, working with the likes of Amotai in that Māori social procurement space, our local council areas, and also other businesses and providers within the Waikato that can support the growth and development of your business itself. So who is a Māori business and what is a Māori business constituted as? Because there are a lot of definitions out there. Stats NZ recently classified a Māori business as a Māori business as a business that is owned by a person or people who have Māori whakapapa, and a representative of that business identifies the business as Māori. So quite a wide scale of opportunity there. It doesn't necessarily mean that you speak Te Reo Māori. It might mean that you actually have that connection there and that you know that you are Māori and you want to emphasise the fact that you're a Māori business and share that with the wider Waikato, and if not on a national scale itself. So in the Māori economic development landscape, what's coming up? So what are we currently working on? What are we facilitating and what are we connecting in with? Number one is our Māori business directory. Something that we have focused on as a whole is actually building a Māori business directory that people can access regardless of where they are in the Waikato, and actually taking that not just from a Waikato standpoint, but opening that up onto the national scale itself. We anticipate in launching this in December this year alongside a co-provider. And in doing so, what that will do is open up those opportunities for Māori businesses to come in and align themselves with different opportunities that are available, not just within the region itself, but also for those businesses that are able and capable of being able to expose themselves on a national scale. So that one there, like I said, will come out in December, and I think it's a great opportunity for us to support not just a regional, but also a national business database to transform the Māori business space itself. Secondly, Māori business capability building. This is something that will always be rolling through and something that we'll always be focusing on. Capability building is a huge thing for all business itself. Specifically for Māori, we want to ensure that Māori businesses have the opportunity to be able to grow and have the capability of playing with some of the big players in the game, wherever they are in that scheme or in that actual spectrum of where they currently sit. For me, I think building capability for all businesses is really important. And likewise with our team, that is a big key feature and key focus point for us. Māori business insights and storytelling. For Māori business and for all businesses in general, one of the key aspects of what Te Waka is championing and wanting to do is actually share your success stories and share the stories and insights into the business that you're striving to succeed at. Doesn't matter whether we've had a part of it or not. We really want to just emphasize that Waikato is the place to be. And by sharing the stories on all our social media platforms and with you directly, gives us an opportunity to really position all business at a different level and at and give them, or I guess, give you an opportunity to be able to showcase the work that you're doing on a regional scale itself. Multi-economic development strategy is something that we continually look at and continually work on and continually change up. It is something that we look at how the Māori landscape itself is flourishing, what areas can we actually focus on, what areas can we start to implement into, what drivers are there to enhance the Māori business space, and is something that will always be looked at and always be edited and always be changed up depending on what's going on in the region. If we look at COVID, for example, the strategy that we used 2 years ago has kind of changed in the landscape that COVID has instilled into our daily lives, into our business society. So again, you never know what challenges are going to pop up into that space for us. And we want to make sure that we're developing strategies that work for all Māori, all business within the Waikato, but also our iwi partners as well. So they're aware of what's going on and what's happening. And last but not least, for us in the Māori economic development space is engagement with our local iwi and mana whenua. And without a doubt, probably one of the most important aspects of working with Māori business or working around Māori business is engaging on an iwi level to ensure that we have those communication streams actually applicable and available to them, so they know what's going on in their space and what's going on in their iwi itself. Introducing them to iwi members that have got business within the Waikato and elsewhere as well is another very, very big part of the pie itself. But that initial engagement is going to take a little bit of time for us to get around, as every iwi has got different things going on for them. But we know that we can be really, really successful in the iwi engagement space in the very near future. I believe all 5 of those kind of encompass the key focus points for Te Waka when it comes to Māori economic development as a whole. There's a lot of other aspects that we're focusing on and trying to build up as well, but they will just start to flourish as we do naturally at the same time. So yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of this. Very quick, very, I figured nice and easy to give you the ins and outs of what Te Waka is, give you a quick overview of it. Te Waka is here to support you. I think that's really important to understand, is that our team is very passionate to develop whatever structure, whatever your business is actually focusing on, and help you grow and help you connect in with the right connections in order for you to substantiate your growth and actually be able to achieve the great results that we see in the Waikato itself.
Cool. Thanks, Hemi. That's some really good information there. Look, I've got a couple of questions that's just come through. I've got one question. It's probably going to be Te Waka. Who should we reach out to, please, to introduce ourselves, and they are a new business, and start making local relevant connections? And it's got, I offer strategic marketing services.
Yeah, hey, I think it's an awesome question. Depending on what the nature of the work itself is, I think the best way is just logging into our website itself, going down there and just hitting the contact us button and be able to connect with us so we can pass that information off to the right person. And then that way, one of our team will get back in touch with you directly and connect in and make a time to sit down with you and have a bit of a chat to see how we can support you and how we can connect you and with the right locations and people as well.
Oh, awesome. Is there a cost to connect or work with Te Waka at all?
No, absolutely not. Our services are free. We provide these services because we want to support you more than anything else. And we're more than happy to do that at no cost.
Does somebody need to come to you for a meeting, or can you go to them, or how does that work?
So Te Waka is based in Tristram Street, in the heart of Hamilton City. However, we cover the Waikato Rohe, and you saw our map at the very beginning there. We are more than happy to come to you, or we're more than happy to host you at our office as well. So whatever's easier for you, I guess depends on where you're located, is going to be dependent on whether we do it face-to-face in your region, face-to-face at our office, or even if you prefer to do the virtual corridor in the interim.
Okay, cool. Another question that's just come through. Do I need to provide any specific information about your business when you do meet?
That's a really good question. It really depends on the level of support you're looking for. Sometimes the information you provide us actually helps us narrow down the types of providers that we can put you in front of to support you with with whatever it is that you're needing assistance with. Sometimes just the basics is enough, but I guess from having those one-on-one conversations with you, we're more likely to pick out from there any additional information that we might need in order to carry it over to the next level. But it's your business at the end of the day, and I think it's really important for you to know that your business is your business. What you share with us is very private as well. We don't share that with anyone unless we have your permission or approval to do so beforehand.
Okay, cool. Just the last question is, are there any businesses which you don't work with?
Absolutely not. If you're a business in the Waikato, we would love to talk to you. We would love to hear from you, and we would love to connect with you. I think the best thing that we can do is collaborate a lot more with each other and support each other as much as possible. I go back to that proverb that I put up earlier, he aha te mea nui o te ao, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. What is the most important? And it is people. And it doesn't matter what walk of life or what business you are. We work with people that have just started working, building donut or making donuts, all the way up into those guys that have been in those $10 million commercial spaces. So no doubt you'll fall somewhere in between those, and we would just absolutely love to connect with you at some point.
Cool. There's just another one come through, and the question is, I'm Māori, yet my product is in agri-tech industry. Can I still work with Te Waka?
Absolutely. Just because you're Māori and you're working in a different environment itself doesn't necessarily mean that we won't have the connections internally or externally to assist you with growth and development. It is all about those 4 key areas. The connection part is really important. We can connect you in with those that we work with and advocate for your business itself and work with you on a one-on-one level. And if that includes more than one of the Te Waka team, by all means, it just means you're getting more of the pie itself.
Cool. Are there any more questions? We've got a few more minutes if there's any more questions.
I can see there we've got another one. So
Okay.
it says, Kia ora, Hemi. We were connected with Te Waka back in 2020. Is there a way to reconnect at some stage, as the person I was dealing with has since left Te Waka?
Absolutely. If you were working in the multi-space, feel free to contact me. I think my details will be passed on post this conference itself.
Have you got, want me to just drop your email address in there for everyone, Hemi? Would that work?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be perfect. Feel free to send us an email, and if I'm not the right person, I can find the right person within Te Waka to connect you in with and go from there. Just because you've done business with Te Waka a few years ago doesn't mean that we can't work with you now, and it doesn't mean that we won't work with you in 2 years as well. We are the Regional Economic Development Agency for Waikato. We're here to support you, we're here to promote you, and we're here to grow you as much as we possibly can. So, no mai haere mai hoa, kei te pai tērā.
Awesome. I'll just get Craig to drop in that email address if you can while I'm wrapping us up here, Craig, because I think that is all the questions. So thank you so much. Really appreciate that information, Hemi, and I think it's wonderful the work that is being done in the Waikato region to support the businesses, and particularly what you're doing in that Māori and economic development space there. So thank you so much for sharing. I really, really appreciate it, and have you join us on this conference. It's been wonderful, and I do hope our audience has found your presentation valuable. I can see that you're probably going to have a few connections made in there, people reaching out to get a little bit of extra support, so that's awesome.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
No worries. I just want to let our audience know, if you're not quite ready to make that connection with Te Waka, but perhaps in a few months you remember you went to this conference and you don't know where to go or where to get back in touch, please head over to Connected. Craig, who has been joining us on this webinar, is able to facilitate that connection for you. That Connected are there to do exactly that. They are that conduit of support. They'll connect you to the agencies that are joining us in this conference and many more as well. So please take note of Craig's details there, or Hemi's as well, and reach out to them directly. Digital Boost is here to support that business community ecosystem with digital transformation tools. We do have a learning platform. So for those of you who are just looking to start that digital transformation or are partway through, please jump on and utilise Digital Boost's free learning platform. We also have Checkable, which is a free diagnostic tool that will provide a digital assessment of how your business is performing. I would also love to encourage those of you who are already Digital Boost members or looking to sign up to Digital Boost. We had a competition launch yesterday, so please do join Digital Boost, watch 2 videos on the platform, and you're automatically in the draw to enter that competition. The prize is amazing, $15,000 to spend on digital marketing, brand new office equipment, software packages. So feel free to jump on board and enter the competition. I've just dropped a link in there where you can head over and sign up if you're not already a member. I'm just going to check to see. We've just had one of our audience members, Nama, hear me, so thank you so much. That does bring our conference to a close. Thank you again to Hemi and to Waka for supporting our conference and joining us. This afternoon, we are going to be hearing from Soda, who are going to be rolling out the Regional Business Partners program. So if you are interested in hearing from them, please join us this afternoon for our final session at 3:15. Tomorrow, we'll be hearing from more of our government agencies. So we've got 4 sessions: Amotai, Ministry of Social Development, Inland Revenue, and then our last session with Digital Boost tomorrow afternoon for a more in-depth look at our platform. Once again, thank you to our audience who have joined us via live stream and those who have joined us in the webinar. It's been a pleasure to host you all this afternoon, and I do hope to see you on future sessions. So thanks so much.
Kia ora.
Bye.
Thank you.